I'm not preaching to you. You take my advice, you use it. You use it as your own tool, your own sword. You sharpen it and you cut through, right? Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen from Zenworld, and I hope you're having a great day. This video is just simply appreciation for Chadwick Boseman and his portrayal of the Black Panther character, but more so, uh, the life that he lived. Right. So, oftentimes, we talk about representation and why that matters, and there's a lot of people who say like, that doesn't really matter, but it does, right? And for me in particular, Chadwick Boseman, for me coming from a comic book perspective, right? I'm coming from a comic book perspective, and I'm also coming from the Zen world perspective, right? Of living a life of peace, love, and prosperity, right? And being good to yourself and being good to others, right? Now, Chadwick Boseman is the perfect example of that, right? Some of us don't even know the life that he lived beyond being in front of the camera and the movie screen itself, right? That in the wake of everything that's been happening with him filming and him just going about his daily life, that he was fighting a battle. He was fighting a battle uh, with cancer, right? And in the midst of going through cancer, he was able to inspire people to walk in front of someone and smile and go to hospitals and talk to children who also had cancer, right? And just give off love and prosperity, right? And going back to the representation part, right? Growing up as a youth, and I'm looking at the children out there, right? The children out there who never saw a superhero on the big screen that has the same skin color, right? And for some of us, you might say, well, why does that matter, right? Why does that matter? Um, and I'm going to tell you why, right? I'm going to be very real with you on why that matters. It matters because if you only see the same group of people get into a certain point in life, you might think only a certain group of people can make it to a certain point in life, right? Now, does that mean that there's any hatred or animosity? Absolutely not, right? I grew up loving the best of the best, right? And again, notice how I said the best of the best, right? It had nothing to do with their race or anything like that. But sometimes in the back of your head, you might think like, well, can I aspire to be like them, right? So you kind of get this subconscious loop, right? Of seeing the same and not thinking that there could be more. And when Black Panther premiered, right? Not only Black Panther, but I'm speaking about Black Panther right now. When Black Panther premiered, I saw a lot of kids, right? A lot of my students, right? Because I work in the educational field as a dean, and I saw a lot of my students coming up to the door in the morning, say, "Hey, good morning, Mr. Harris," and then doing this, right? And you know what I did back to them? I didn't say, "What are you doing?" Because I'm a comic book lover too. They don't know that. I did the same thing back to them because Wakanda Forever, right, is more than just Wakanda Forever. It's not really about the place, right? It's about what could be, right? That it's a place that through our imagination is seemingly real, that it's a kingdom, right? It's a kingdom of people, right, that look like this, right? And where the king of Wakanda looks like this, but it's more than just about him being a king. It's about the person that he is, right? Of living peace, love, and prosperity, right? To protect his people, doing the right things by his people. And I am so proud to say that Chadwick Boseman did that off screen and on screen. He wasn't just a person who just did this for the movie, right? If you follow his acting career and you follow his life, you'll notice that he was a person who lived those virtues, right? And the reason why you never really heard about him so much in the media is because he didn't cling to all that gossip and that drama and stuff like that. He was busy helping people. He was busy inspiring people and motivating them, right? He was busy being a model for everyone. So when people say, why does his death matter so much? I just told you why. Why will his death matter far after? It's because of the life he lived, not the character he portrayed, but what he did to bring that character to life, to bring Wakanda to life, and all the inspiration he's brought to so many youth, and not just the youth, but also to adults. And you might say, is it only for people of color? Absolutely not. I have many friends of different races who look to the character of Black Panther, but also look to Chadwick Boseman, most importantly, for the virtues that he's lived and felt very inspired to do the same, right? So if you hear me speaking about people of color in terms of representation, it's not me taking away from the importance of what it brings to everyone of every single beautiful skin color and race and identity. But what I am saying is why it matters uh, to people of color, to black people, right? Why it matters to me, right? Uh, that he brought something that some of us never thought could actually ever happen, right? He represented a character on the big screen and was the main actor, right? And, when I look back and, I'm going to read you all a quote, right? About Chadwick Boseman, right? And what he exemplified. And this is from President Wayne AI Frederick. And he said, he's from Howard University, and he said, Chadwick Boseman reminds us that the quality of life is not measured in time, but rather it is measured in how well we live it and what we prioritize. He prioritized his wife, his family, his friends, his craft, and loving others. The characters he portrayed will be celebrated by his greatest gift to us, which was himself. And that is a perfect representation of who he is. He always showed his love for his family, his friends, and for all people, right? And while he was fighting the battle with cancer, he didn't sway away, right, from doing the things that were right for others. If anything, he met them head on like a ferocious panther, right? And not in the sense of being feral um, or just oppressive, but welcoming, right? Welcoming and fighting against the inner battle that was going within and pushing forth peace, love, and prosperity for all people, right? So, I just wanted to quickly, not quickly, but just give my love and appreciation for Chadwick Boseman, and I am appreciative of his family, right, for allowing, for them allowing him to come into our lives in so many different ways, right? Um, whether it be from comic books, whether it be from just any kind of inspiration that he's given, right? For me in particular, it's come from the form of comic books, from Black Panther, right? From other people, it could come from other movies, and for some people, it comes from just meeting him, from being on that one-on-one relationship with him, right? As friend and or family. Uh, Now, I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but what I do know is the way he lived is something that we all need to model, right? We all need to model, and we all need to be unified through the process of solidarity, right? And I'm not going to get too much into politics and things of that nature, but if you watch my streams, one of my main goals is not to reach a certain number to get rich or um, to be popular, right? That's ludicrous and irresponsible sense of being a human, which is through the process of showing humanity. I want to reach people so that I can spread a message. I want to be a model just like Chadwick Boseman. I want to be a model for a lot of people to do the right things for the right reasons, right? And which is what I call the hero philosophy, right? So, uh, Chadwick Boseman, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you've brought to us and everything you have instilled in us, because those seeds that you've planted will definitely blossom into many directions, right? For lifetimes to come. And to your family, I appreciate you, and I send nothing but good vibes and blessings to you and your family. 2020, everyone has been a phenomenally uh, rough year. Rough year. There was a time when I took a break from YouTube about a couple of months ago, and some people were like, "Why?" It's because my mom passed. My mom passed away, so I understand the gripe and the trials and tribulations that that family may be going through. But I'm here to tell you all that we need to stick together, right? And I don't mean that in a bland term. I really mean it. We need to stick together. We need to stop complaining, blaming, and judging others, right? What we need to do is to stick together, appreciate, give gratitude to others, and look around and notice that you're not alone. Even if someone likes something that you don't like, you're still not alone, right? We have access to internet, we have access to so many different things. While we're in the moments where we feel like there's nothing but darkness, we can overcome by sticking together. And it's not just through the process of blaming, coming up with excuses, going through comparison of what someone else has or what we think someone has, or posting memes about someone that we think is funny, but in reality we're just making fun of someone. Nah, nah. That's not the way to show humanity. The way to show humanity is through peace, love, and prosperity. I'm not preaching to you. You take my advice, you use it. You use it as your own tool, your own sword. You sharpen it and you cut through, right? You cut through the darkness and you tame it. So, I'm ranting now because I'm about to get into my philosophical state of mind. But yeah, appreciate you, Chadwick Boseman. Well, we're definitely gonna we're definitely gonna walk in your shoes. We are, we are. And hopefully for the ones who are not ready, right? That's what I'm gonna say. Not ready to walk in your shoes and beyond, that will get them there because we're together. This is Zen from Zenworld saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying my content, drop me a like, uh, share the video with like-minded people, and be good to yourself and be good to others, right? Never forget that. Later, everyone.